Hi YouTube, this is Kalandra again. I'm coming to you with part two of my vlog on careers. Um, I want to talk a little bit to those of you who are going to college, those of you who are in college. Um, I just want to give you a couple of pieces of advice and things that were of encouragement to me. But as I said in my mommy vlog, use your instincts, don't just listen to advice. This is for informational purposes only. Um, Pick a major quickly. Pick a major that's something that you're interested in and something that you would like to do, even if you're not sure what the job is that you want to do. If you pick a major in your field. So if you want to be a doctor, you can be a bio major, a chem major, you could be a physics major, some science, you could be a math major. Um, and try to minor in something. I think people underrate the value of a minor. As I said in my first vlog, or part one of the career vlog, it's great to know what you want to do, and that's wonderful. Even if you're focused, always have a plan B because you just don't know. And especially in these days and times, the way the economy is, you might go into a field in your freshman year, something you want to do, and by senior year, that field just may not be viable anymore. So always have a plan B. So try to pick a minor that will lead you toward your plan B. And then get all the information that you can. I mean, talk to people who are in that field, be real with them, ask them the pros and cons. What were some of the challenges that they had when they got into their career? How did they get their jobs? Be real with people, and especially through your school, you should be able to be in touch with them. Join different organizations in school. I was in a great organization, two great organizations that really, opened me up to a lot of things. Our Black Science Club. We always had different physicians coming in and different fields and talking to us. And I think they talked to me so much that was one of the reasons I decided not to be a doctor because they gave you the real scoop. And try to get with a group in your school where you can get information about internships. We had a great program at Hofstra called C-STEP, which was the Collegiate Science Technology Entry, I think the E was for. And our leader, the late great Dean Deanna Hunter, who was my mentor even after I graduated from college. I would still call her periodically and get advice. And she's still mad at me she was still mad at me that I didn't go to med school. Excuse me. But she always had workshops. She always gave information about internships and encouraged us to do them all the time. So do your research and get information and use your instincts to make good decisions. Don't go into a field just because it's a good field to go into. Um, a lot of people will look at these lists that say, oh, these are the top, money makers, or these are the most sought after jobs. It's good to use that information. You can use it as a starting point to then say, well, maybe there's something in that field that I might like, but don't pick something just because it's the popular thing to do. Don't go into computers just because computers are a good thing to do. If you think that you might want to do it and want to learn more about it, then by all means. But job satisfaction, and I know, in this economy, you take what you can get, but job satisfaction is extremely important. So you want to go into something that you think you're going to enjoy. You may not like the particular place where you work, but if you enjoy the work that you do or the type of work, you can find a job somewhere else and do the same work in a better condition. Um, if you're already in your career, don't be afraid to volunteer for a project. Don't be afraid to take on a task that you've never taken before. And volunteering for it is really, really good because it shows that you're taking initiative. It shows that you're not afraid to go outside the box, get out of your comfort zone. That's really, really impressive to most people, and most bosses. I took on a project last year where our institution was going to become a smoke-free environment outside, so there was no smoking outside on anywhere on the hospital property. Outdoors, we were already smoke-free indoors, and I did volunteer for the project. It gave me a lot of exposure. I was absolutely terrified, and I kept telling my friends that outside of work, this project is going to make or break me. Senior management had their eyes on me. People who were higher up than the senior management that I had been dealing with on a regular basis. But we're talking about like the number two person in the hospital was extremely, um, he really wanted this to happen. And, it was kind of like, who's in charge of, like, who's she? So it was really great. And I even got a great handshake from him and a thank you for a job well done. It went off without a hitch. And I had a great team with me. And I was talking to my boss about it today during my performance evaluation. And we didn't even dwell on it. She's like, you know how I feel about how you did that project. You did a great job. I told you that before. And we just moved on to the next item. But that was kind of my proudest moment in 17 years. And I told her that after 17 years and after taking on a project like that, especially knowing that I volunteered for it, I feel like I could do anything. They could come to me and say, can you do a surgery for us? I'd be like, sure. So don't be afraid to do that. And if possible, work in an organization where you have room to move around. For example, I knew someone who worked at the hospital and she wanted to leave because she didn't like her boss, she didn't like the department. And I said to her, there are other places to work in this institution. So, you're giving up great benefits and all this other stuff because you don't like your boss. But you know what? There are job postings right downstairs. All you have to do is look at them. You can even go online and look at them. This is a big city, which is what I often call my medical center. It's a big city. And I said, you can stay here forever and work multiple jobs. I mean, I've been here 17 years, and I think I've been in about 5 different positions, moving up. One, I think, was lateral, but the rest of them were positions that were moving up. And so, just try to open your mind to things. In all that you do, I've been there 17 years. I still have plan B. I still try to be as flexible as possible. And I always think to myself, if I couldn't work in this department, where else would I want to work? I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So if any of my friends from my hospital are on YouTube watching this, I'm not going nowhere. So anyway, I hope this was informative and informational to you. Please rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment, especially comment, because I want to hear from you what you would like to talk about or what you would like to hear about. And hopefully, if I can't share it with you, I'm already starting to line up some guest vloggers. I've got some wonderful friends who have a lot to share about things that I may not know about. So please, please send me your suggestions. And thank you so much for listening. Take care.